Just let me take your picture. And welcome to the Photo Organics channel, where we talk mainly about photo taking, video making, and sound. Today is all about the latter. We are going to be talking about 5 budget microphones that are here to get you started, and, well, they can actually even just keep you going all the way. And the first mic we're going to be talking about is the Rode Videomic NTG. It's actually the shotgun mic that I'm using right here. It's just out of frame. And it is a really versatile microphone. It connects either with a USB or with a 3.5 millimeter jack, which I've using it right now to connect. It can connect to a multitude of devices. It can act as headphones if you've got it with USB. I mean, it is an amazing microphone, and the quality of sound that it produces is just simply fantastic. Now, for the other mics, we've got the second one is an Audio Technica 2020. It's the XLR version. There is a USB version. Then we've got the Audio Technica 2021, which is a small diaphragm condenser microphone. The AT2020, by the way, is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. It's a side address microphone, so when you talk into it, you'll make sure that you want to talk into the side of it and not onto the top. Otherwise, you'll get a weird sound. You won't take full advantage of the microphone's capabilities. Okay, so the AT2020, the AT2021, which is again a small diaphragm microphone, and again that one you just point right at you. And then we've got an Apogee mic 96K. Now the one I'm using is the original one. It is a USB microphone. It is not sold new anymore. You can get it used for sure. However, if you want the newer versions, I mean, Apogee is continuing to produce wonderful microphones, so you can definitely, if you just want to go ahead and upgrade immediately to the newest version, you can go ahead and take a look at that. And then for our final 5th mic, we have a Pop Voice professional, no, this is actually the Pop Voice upgraded Lavalier lapel mic. They do have a professional one. It's their original one. For some reason, it's a little bit more expensive. So we'll be going through all these, and I thought it would be kind of interesting to look at all these mics in an interesting way. Actually, last night, before making this video today, I had this interesting idea, and I thought, you know what? Why not just read through that idea that I jotted down last night? And as we listen to that idea, we will go through the 5 mics as I talk into them, and you will get a great idea of the overall sound of these mics compared side by side, one after the next. So let's get started. The internet, largely until this point, has been being used on a small scale by the masses. Individual users interact disconnectedly with one another, one by one. The recent connection with more people at once is the opener. This is the direction that will expand the internet. In its current state, users can easily feel alone and lost. That is because they connect to the internet by themselves. They look at whatever they choose whenever they want. And artificial intelligence, which is designed by people to keep them looking more, feed them more of what they want to see. This creates not only a physical isolation, but also a mental isolation of the intellect. People who are deep in this would prefer to continue to consume content of their preference rather than interact with their local neighbors. This leaves all people highly vulnerable to attacks by predators who would like to spout whatever information they wish their listeners and lookers to believe in. And even if there is one who is not interested in harming anyone, there are still the businesses who would like to make a profit from your looking. Now, not only do you only have the choice of somebody who is trying to sell you something, or somebody who would like to have you do something for their benefit and not your own, But now all people are separated with their individual predators and salesmen. While this may be included in the initial steps of the internet and how people can use it, it is obvious that this current state is not ideal. There is another possibility, however. People have in general now a very good grasp of how to use and connect to the internet. While they still can, and while they still remember how, they can now start connecting with their local neighbors. These connections can become as close as family. Entire sections of society will now take on a unique individuality. These individual sections of societies of the world can now access the internet as a unit. And what would they go online to do, you ask? It would be for no other purpose than to interact with other units. The exact methods of how this would take place is what needs to be figured out. Technology and the advancement of humans always has the possibility to sway on the level to one way or another. The ability to show ourselves online to others is only getting easier. It is also getting easier with a simple rectangle in our hands to conduct most of the day's business. While technology will only increase to take away the need for the uses of the physical body, and while no one knows where the endeavors of humans will lead them to, let's just say, how about we give it one more shot before we completely merge into the realm of the placeless? That we reinstate that chemical and physical connection and bring it together with us in masses as we update the role of the internet and our relationship with it and one another. The point of this message is not to stir up fears. Change is an inevitable fact of this existence. Although we see ourselves where we currently are, we truly have no idea what has been before us and what will be after us. Our ability to gaze at distant times is such the same that our ability with our current physical eyes are limited to see very closely. So the idea that we could and most likely will become something entirely different than what we are now is not something to be surprised about. Rather, it is the attempt of the speaker to bring to the awareness of all who hear this message the desire to take hold and firm control of the human vehicle which you have been granted during your stay here, and direct it towards the common realization of the oneness of the entire human vehicle as a whole. In this way, we can command the chaotic disarray and change the dissonant frenzy, which is the current state, onto a path of calm harmony, by which the peace of all vehicles riding on this road lane is ensured not because of the laws and road signs, but rather because of the common vision of the direction of the traffic. You may find, as you watch this video, a microphone that you like the sound of, perhaps even the look of it. That's wonderful, and I'm glad I could help. Choose a microphone that will help represent you and your digital image in the best possible light. If none of these microphones do it for you, then there is certainly that special microphone out there just for you. May you find that perfect mic that helps you and those around you sound their best. Okay, so as fun as that was, what we want to do is just have you listen to these things side by side. You can go back and listen to it as many times as you like. As weird as that story was, you just listen for the audio quality sound and see if you can find one that speaks to you either visually. The microphone, for me, the physical appearance of a microphone is just as important as some of its other aspects. Of course, the sound is the most important, but you know, how it looks makes a difference, at least to me anyway. So listen to how these sound, and keep in mind that these will be, of course, with my voice and my particular setup. Distances with how far and how close you keep mics from you. This one is, you know, about yay distance, right? How close you keep them and how far you keep them definitely makes a difference. So you'll have to do a lot of experimentation. And of course, when you purchase a microphone, it's not just going to be like, okay, now you got a mic and we're good to go. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve. It's a lot like photography, where a single person with one mic can take that microphone, just like the camera, and even two people are using the same camera, they can have wildly different results. A very similar thing is true of microphones, especially when you consider not just the distance and setup, but also what you record into and how you do your post-processing. Okay, so hopefully this video was enough to get you started in the right direction into making a choice of a microphone for you. And the ones, again, that we dealt with today were shotgun mics, large diaphragm condenser microphones, small diaphragm, and a lapel mic, okay? So these are some different ones. Now, there are dynamic mics, there are ribbon mics, there are different mics out there. But again, this is just to get you started with 5 budget microphones that you can go with either to begin or to go all the way. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.